I could have did it from Restream, but I chose to do it with the other way. Other way. I'm trying to tell you, I did the other way. But let's not be crazy because I'm on this street. Uh, uh. Let's pull up that YouTube for me, and I'm going to tell you what it is to see. And says I'm going live, but let's not be crazy. Oh wow, yeah. Because I'm on this street. And it says that I'm live, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay. And says okay. All right, so I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch at the same time. That's crazy. I'm on two streaming. So I had the OBS. If I had the OBS, nigga, I'll tell you what it is. Trigger up, up, at the same damn time, nigga. All right, so that's it. Okay, cool. That's dope.
Mrs. Griffin, what sort of things went on at a Diddy party? What didn't go on at a Diddy party is the question. At the Super Duper Freak Off Premium Platinum party. Excuse me, did you say Super Duper Freak Off Premium Platinum? Yes. Diddy's parties were like a Disneyland membership. There were different levels to the freak offs. I was known as a Diddy hors d'oeuvre. Okay. Multiple men would have their way with me 20, 30, sometimes 90 men a night. While Diddy sang covers of old Taylor Swift songs in the background. Wow. Peak Taylor. He would get girls pregnant and do the abortions himself. He called it the Diddy Body, Diddy Choice segment of the parties. He was actually very good at the procedures. It was quite surprising, actually. And what else was in your statement? He would also make Mexican immigrants come into Lego molds. He would freeze the illegal sperm, then have us assemble a Mexican out of cum just to have it deported. Sweet Jesus. He would also make us drown in pee. In urine. In urine, yes. He made people urinate on you. Yes, and no, and yes again. Can you explain? But P. Diddy owned the PP Playland Water Park. It's a water park for urine. It's composed of nothing but R. Kelly's piss. R. Kelly isn't in jail. He's a pee slave. He just pees all day, every day, in the PP Diddy dungeon. Vile stuff. We would drown in 9-foot pools of R. Kelly's piss. Is there anything else? P. Diddy would also dig up dead celebrities who he played a part in offing and make everybody at the party watch him make Diddy love for the worst. Diddy love, my God. And these things aren't the worst parts. What do you mean by that? He would sit us down, take a time, and make us watch every Tyler Perry movie start to finish. Even Alex Cross, we watched that twice.
It was so diddy body. All right, y'all, we're going to the Diddy Dungeon. Since I said that, my phone was who's calling it? Casey's calling it.
He will also make us drown in pee. In urine. Yeah. He made people urinate on you. Yes, and no, and yes again. But can you explain? He did on the PP Playland waterfall.
There we go. I was like, where the fuck is my video at? I'm like, okay, there we go. All right, we're clear. We're clear. We're clear. I'm like, I'm done. It's over. Ooh, oh, why is my fucking thing keep moving? Stop moving, shit. I'm back here. All right, let's see what's on the. Oh wait, can I stream on? Maybe? Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it on.
Can you stand up? Because the same time, yesterday, as long as you bring us first. So don't buy another charger until you see this. You know, life's too short for fake handshakes. Too much pain in the love they make. So I want my
Congratulations on winning Employee of the Month.
Congratulations on winning Employee of the Month. So proud of you. What you saying to yourself? That's it.
We on the interwebs. We on the interwebs.
So don't buy another charger until you.
Interwebs. That's that AI stuff.
Genius Timu finds this. I see like 3-4 niggas running through the crib, all black, mask on, running through the crib and shit. One nigga run to the front door. I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow. All the niggas run out the door, they run out the door. This nigga on the floor. I see like 3-4 niggas running through the crib, all black, mask on, running.
What is he playing?
We're 4-3 here.
Hmm.
I was looking at it.
Damn.
Navy SEAL right here. Big bro. Oh no, he saw me. Damn it. They didn't start by teaching you to hate black men. They started by teaching you to associate pain, stress, and instability with his presence. They placed black men at the bottom of a system designed to break them, then blamed him for the damage the system intentionally caused. They told you, oh yeah, but when I used to hit the club and put them heels on, and I've been in the gymming, and I put that right dress on, and them curves was, ooh, baby. When this MagSafe walk, right? What the labels did when Pop Smoke died? Nigga, what the fuck if you dead, nigga? Yo, producer, you got that shit? How many songs he got there? Alright, yo, I'm gonna call Karol G, I'm gonna call 50, I'm gonna call all these people. We gonna put some shit together out of all that shit. You got it? Niggas didn't give a fuck. Where that money? You think that money went to his family? Huh? But the lady gonna say, yo, say it went to his family, so more fans gonna buy it. So the narrative, now they pay, yo, say, Chief, we gonna pay you $2,500. Post this right now. little brother right now, his blood brother, asking any of those pussies what's up. I bet you they're gonna pay you not to post that. Yo, shut the fuck up, dude. Yo, say cheese, shut the fuck up. Why? Because the labels don't give a fuck. They want you to tell people you're independent. They want you to die. They want you. Why? You are business. This one. Not your friend. Not your friend. You don't think Young Boy owns anything? Young Boy, I don't think Young Boy owns his music because he signed to Atlantic. So he gave Atlantic how many? 36 albums? You know why he had put so many albums? Because he signed to all that. He pushed out so much music to get out of his deal. Like, this is real. Right message. Wrong message. Wrong message. He pushed so much music out to get out his deal. You know what I mean? So what he did was like, yo, I don't own this shit, so let me just get it out. Right? What the labels did when Pop Smoke died? Nobody walks into my room.
That's real shit, though.
This pain over mental anguish. I do. Why she man's nigga nut? I'm gonna show you what you we got you. I'm gonna show you. You can't hide from this. Look at him. Can y'all see some baboons with some blonde hair, y'all? Look at this. Big worm over here. Oh my God, these worms. Sir. I don't know what to say. God damn, how do you defend that? That's ridiculous. A bitch up there looking like rather be. We was drinking out on our land. You just mad because that's what happened to your bitch ass. You the type nigga to be getting submitted all the time. I don't want to hear it. You're garbage. You gotta take your bitch ass to standing bag. It's called MMA, not fucking mixed martial boxing, you jackass. It's not my fault. You don't know how to play the fucking game. Take your whiny ass on. You want to die now, baby? Look at all that. Look at where it come from. Y'all people assume somebody else identified. That's why the stories don't add up. Because look at y'all. Why ain't none of y'all in the NBA running shit? Thought y'all had a time where y'all were physically most dope in the world. Never fucking happened. Like all the elites, think about the elite for real. If the elite are so elite and all the royalty is so royal, they are the first person who be wanting to show off their acquisitions. That's why it's so many issues. I don't know exactly what y'all talking about. You say dominant and show them off. Why you don't show the jewels you gave birth to though? Right. Okay. Design. Straight up. Right. All they have is what they sat there and try to accumulate from other people. Mind you, using the same lie or same influence based off of that lie. Right. It's leverage. Once you have people agreeing to a lie that you're going to admit it, you got them by the balls. Because why the fuck did you agree when you knew that shit wasn't true? Unless you didn't know it wasn't true. And if you didn't know it wasn't true, then guess what? You were exactly what and who they were looking for. But that's the two things that kind of separate people. The people who know what's not true, but they benefit from it, from the system being upside down. And then the people who don't know at all. And those people used to be the marks, but now we're becoming more aware. Our level of awareness is increasing on our earth. That's why everybody's having these amazing conversations. Angel, I love you first today. What's going on? What's up, my brethren? And love is always there for you, G. Always. That's Taylor.
Yes, sir. And hello to you. I don't want to botch your name. I don't know how to say your name. But hello, Pastor Queen.
You can say Allie.
Okay, Allie. Likewise, love is spread to you. How are y'all doing? I've been listening. I don't got my camera showing because I'm having Mary Jane in the background.
Hey, look, you need to sell the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm the only one that's married to a partaker in, the gardening.
Yes.
I garden myself. myself in that kind of way. I garden in a whole other way. So you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, just like my lady, same thing. She don't do it either, and she's a clean arrow, but I'm the one who does it, and she dislikes it, but she's like, I'd rather you be doing that and sitting at home. And I said, yes. Yes. Continue, Carlo. I wanted to chime in real quick, but I only got like a quarter leg of it, so I wanted to listen before I even make comments. I won't say, can you give me at least a little bit? I came in like on the end of it.
Oh yeah, no, I only been for about 5 minutes this time, but I was just saying that what happens is we have evolved as a people in a way that we missed. You know, we have evolved to the point where history don't define us because we realize it's errors in the information.
Yes. Yes.
It's instabilities in the information. And when it looks like as a whole picture is the invention of conquest was done through surprise warfare.
Yeah.
If you ever look at it, what they do to conquer other people, they dehumanize them. They give them a word that don't nobody relate to, like how when they wanted to go to the Middle East, they started calling people insurgents. When they wanted to come over here, after Spain and Portugal was given, let's say, ownership of the world, and they started trying to colonize us, they started telling people we was barbarians because we wasn't Christian. How the fuck we gonna be Christian if that's some shit y'all just invented?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you know,
what I took from this is the fact that you know, the way you explain that is that I kept sitting there thinking, okay, so you know what, Rick Ross. That's literally what I was thinking.
Yep.
Sat there, it's like
flies and Rick Ross.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm literally thinking, you know what? A lot of people, we sit there and see petty things on a smaller scale because of, you know, how we sit there and think of people. But just imagine if that smaller scale thing were actually done on a much larger scale. It's just they stop talking about it. But if that's the case, then that also makes sense as to why when things are done on a smaller scale, supposedly people get so upset. Because it was actually once done on a much larger scale and we saw how effective it was.
It's just in order to change a thing, like in order to change the flower that blooms, you got to change the root that's planted.
Right.
You know, you can't really skip steps on certain stuff. So a lot of us going back through history might sound like we nitpicking over certain stuff, but for me, that's just extra information. The information that we need is that this point right now, where we are, we capable of doing something we ain't never done. It's never been a time in our existence where we've been this level of aware. We've been this level of, let's say, free, not necessarily sovereign, but free to choose. And we choose to communicate with the people who don't look nothing like us and the people who ain't nowhere close to us to get some answers. You know, we all over the world right now, and we in the same little digital room getting some answers.
Right, finally.
That's what evolution really looks like. That's what I was saying. And the thing is, if you ever want to, let's say, reverse engineer how we got here, look at history. Look at whatever they have done to colonize the people and reverse engineer it. Oh, y'all was keeping people from learning how to read. Educate our kids younger.
Yep.
Oh, y'all was separating families. Oh, implement plans where we support families that want to work. You understand? The same things that they did to separate us and divide us and make us feel less than children of our source. We reverse engineer that, and that's what allows us to be sovereign and free forever. Because we didn't need them for it. You understand? Once you actually are self-aware, you can do your own thing with your people, and nobody has to know until they start getting interested. But the thing is, the only reason I say any of these things is because right now, our identities are being reclaimed beyond the identifier. I want to be a good person, not just a good black man. People like, I want to be a good person, not just a good Indian man. I want to be a good person, not just a good Muslim. People are allowing their identity as, let's say, children who are supposed to align with the source that made us. You understand? Even if we look at it locally, and we look at the source of our local creation, we look at our parents, it takes two people to make even one of you. How special that make you? You raced a million other things just like you to get to your location, that egg. You raced a million other sperm, and you you the one who won. Each one of us is the one who won, and we out here letting people tell us what we worth. We out here letting people tell us that we're in competition with them when you already won your competition in your physical expression. It's your chance to show them. Show that you won. Because you already you. Be that.
Not even sure that you won. Honestly, just acknowledge the fact that you won. Because I think that's where it is. Not even really show it. Because mind you, whenever you acknowledge it, you're truly aware. No matter what you do, it is literally sign that you won. You are here to do it. You were here to have this experience. Which, if we're gonna keep it a whole being, even when you're looking back, there's a whole lot that wasn't you that could have been in your place.
But that's one thing I'm saying. In fact, like when I say show, all you got to do is be yourself. Anytime you are observed, you are showing you are the one that won. You here right now talking to me and just existing is showing me you the one that won, because me observing you speak, me observing you be, it makes it real. You understand me? So you already won, and you're just stepping into what you're supposed to be. You already are a thing that had the odds stacked against you and didn't care. You're already the thing that was not supposed to be created, but you made that potential irrelevant. You overcame odds already, infinite odds. The statistics and probability, or let's say the probability that your parents were going to meet after all the shit they went through is already
billions.
Statistically impossible almost. It's almost impossible to actually calculate all this shit and do it on purpose. Yeah, no. If you try to do it on purpose, it mess up. That way. That's how intricate and specific it is to get you here. So on top of that, you raced $1 million and you won. So you beat infinite odds to beat infinite odds and beat infinite odds and still win. Oh. So with that being what each one of us is, when did we start letting people tell us that we were not special enough to be connected to the source directly?
Absolutely.
When did people start being okay to say, oh, you need to talk to the king, you need to talk to the pope? You don't talk to the pope, you ain't going.
Can I make it?
As soon as they realized that that was power and manipulation,
What?
that is what they wanted for whatever their desires were. I understand the question. Matter of fact, when did we consent to it? Regardless if we were consenting or not.
Can I make a comment?
Please.
And I hate to use this reference. Let me take that back. I dislike to use this reference. But one person who gave a little grain of salt of part of the answer, he put in his documentary. He said that they did the 3 M's: missionary, merchant, and then
Said I apologize.
I didn't hear repeat. My bad.
Would you mind? I had a phone call. I didn't hear anything after. I don't like to use this phrase or use this reference.
Oh, okay, no, for sure. That's no. I would say I don't want to say. Oh yeah. Honestly, I didn't want to use this reference, but Tariq Rashid said it and wanted in a little slit, like I said, a little grain of salt. But he said they did the 3 things. He said they came in with the missionaries, the merchants, and then the mercenaries. Okay, and that's what happened. Is where when they came with their missionaries, and because we are spiritual people by default, so when they brung illusion, we took it as value, because for us, when we do stuff, we take it as value, especially if we can see it. So when we got hit with illusion and we still took it as value, the more the illusion went on, and those of us who understood said something about it, and those of them who seen the illusion and enjoyed it because they had what's the word?
Benefits.
Yeah, but it's a word. No, it's a word. It's sensations, short for sin, right? And they had their thought because they liked the sensation better. They entertained the illusion longer. And it's the same thing today because I have put myself on the line where all the way down to large of negative low vibrations come at me as an attack from multiple sources because I have challenged individuals to be themselves and to be truth. And what it is that many don't want to do that. So the few, the us who are remaining that are guardians or who are the ones who are uphold it, you know what I'm saying? We keep coming back reincarnated, but the role and the task is still is. But those who were one of us, they prefer the illusion because they sensations is feel and it's something they didn't have before when they were in the God mode. They were observers. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't participants. And now that they've allow themselves to stay as participants. You know what I'm saying? They would rather be participants because they rather entertain their sensations. And I'll leave it at there.
That's all I'm saying. For me, like I said, even that boiled down to maturity.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we are being represented by, I'll put it this way, maturity is not a qualification of leadership these days. You don't have to be mature to qualify to be a leader these days. And that is an error.
Yes.
You know, our leaders are supposed to be examples of maturity for the community. You know, that's why I'm a firm believer that our government is supposed to be more fractalized. Our government is supposed to be family and community. You know, the people who know you can represent you. You understand? If you don't know me, you can't represent me.
Agree. Agree.
You understand?
Agree.
So that's what it actually is. And to me, when I see people becoming better versions of themselves and not just acquiring more titles, I'm proud of that. You know, because there's so many people who have deconstructed from a religion just to go find another one and still ain't found themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. Because they want to pray to somebody. They want somebody to cover their sensations or sins so they can be children mentally and not be accountable.
I'm gonna break something down for you too, big dog. What happens? Because I was just talking about this in the live before. Because this is the second time I went live. So I had to save it for really great live. But I was actually telling people what sin really is because we kind of get this bad idea about it. It's not a great thing. Don't get me wrong. But what it is that I was saying all of our original languages were mathematically based. Like even in Hebrew, like in the Bible, how if you in the original language, if you add the word for man and add the word for woman, it'll equal the number for child. Like anybody who don't know that, you can look it up. The Phoenician, Aramaic, Sumerian, Hebrew, all the original language, even in South America, like Quechua, they were based in math.
Let me add to that. All languages after the flood.
Even before the flood was math.
No, I understand, but I'm talking about when you break it down on the groups, I'm saying that's all that is after the flood.
Oh, yeah. For sure. After the erasure of history, you know, for me, it's two things that happen. It's two flood stories. It's Noah's story and then the original flood story, Utnap Ishtim. One of the stories say it's a flood of water. You know, water hit the world.
Yeah.
The other one says it's a flood of war.
Yeah.
War started erasing people lineages. They start burning people books. They start breaking people tablets. They start burning people scrolls in the center of their village. They start erasing people out of history. So it's a lot of reset, like the world got washed away. That's the
Alexander the Great event, what you mentioned.
Actually, that's Nimrod's story.
No. But I'm talking about where they copied Alexander the Great story, where they copied it from. I'm referring to. I know that. But you're saying it's fast. I'm just saying the source of where they made that story from. I'm saying going to that, but yeah, it's a Nimrod story. But yeah, I would say referring to Alexander the Great. He
let me do you one. Like what happens is bad patterns are repeated. Alexander the Great did what he did claiming lineage from Sargon of Akkad, who is Nimrod in the Bible.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great is a descendant of King Cyrus. King Cyrus in the Bible is the dude who's responsible for Daniel getting thrown in the lion's den. So what happens is kind of throw the whole baby out with the bathwater, reading the Bible, not realizing if you actually look at that book in the original languages where they're math, it actually tells a different story and snitching on people.
No, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, like on the Mark of the Beast, right? The Mark of the Beast, people get to talk about the RFID chip and shit. No, it's snitching on somebody specific. And they don't really quote that chapter specifically or that scripture specifically enough because they only hear it from their pastor and they don't go back and read it on their own.
Right.
Red birds right now. What it actually says is the mark of the beast is a number of a man and it's 666. Nero is who is telling us. You understand? I'm gonna show you real quick.
No. I'm not. No, I agree. Yeah.
I gotta show the sin part too, because what we actually started talking about was the fact that in the mathematical language and in Hebrew, sin was not what they made it. The original word for sin meant to miss the mark.
Yeah.
You know, and for you to be a child of source, it didn't mean for you to be being lustful. It didn't mean for you to be doing all that other shit. It meant for you to miss the mark of what you're supposed to be doing. You could be great your whole life, but if you led to do this thing this time, and you know it's you being led to do it, and you choose the other thing, that's how it like kings.
Yes. Agree.
You know, son of Jehoiakim is the son of Jehoiakim is the son of Josiah, is the son of his son of his son, and at the end of their days, they did not fulfill their calling in the source.
Yeah. No, I agree.
They start limiting their gifts to the point where they start believing it's a me thing, not a we thing, and they start believing they're bigger than the program. And that happened a lot of times where people who start out great end up not so great. That's how people end up homeless on the street in Atlanta. There's a lot of people who homeless on the street in Atlanta with hella talent. Used to have money, but it was one decision of trusting the wrong person or not trusting yourself the right time. It cost them everything, and now they have a story to tell about who they used to be.
Yeah.
You know. So with that same understanding, I was going to say that to say that when we talk about history repeating, they're doing a thing on purpose and repetitively. You know, for me, it's not just them digging their fingers into our spirituality to control us, because they're doing that too.
No, it's Soul Harvesting Farm. It's a repeat cycle Soul Harvesting Farm dealing with old boy and his squad. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much getting people distracted and entertaining these things, and a lot of people are missing their mark because of it. It's the reason why this Jesus nigga had to come back and try to teach these niggas, try to get back into God form. And these niggas were so distracted by fuckery that most of them, if not all of them, didn't get a chance to even complete it. And they took the story and turned it to something else, saying he's supposed to follow this religion, do this other thing. And then pretty much I tell people he's trying to teach niggas how to go Super Saiyan. And niggas was too busy being entertained by bullshit.
No, I ain't gonna bullshit you. The way you say Super Saiyan is real.
No, I mean, I try to put it where something could, relate to something, like put like a, it's kind of like my own hieroglyph, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, pretty much he turning you how literally tap into the full God mode so you can be on false level and then you get the fuck out. and niggas was not paying attention. That's what I was saying. Like, it's not about following and doing all this other shit. It's about mastery of self. Master thyself and get the fuck out of here. Because once you leave here, there ain't no vocal conversation. Everything else is gonna be vibrational, spiritual, and how it's like you gotta be Green Lantern. You leave now, you gotta be Green Lantern or higher, nigga. You got everything's gotta be with the mind.
That's the thing, just like you said.
Black Green Lantern.
So often that what happens is what's necessary for selfhood is self-awareness.
Yeah.
You can't be yourself if you're not aware even of what self is.
Right.
You know, imagine having this whole time to live your life and you was chasing being somebody else.
Right.
What most people do on a regular basis. They're sitting there, what do they call it? The imaginary jumps, you know?
Yes.
Trying to this and that.
Yes.
And I say it all the time. And
But where does that get you? Is that joy that people are seeking? Are they seeking joy or are they seeking validation? Because the things ain't synonymous.
I
they're
say
seeking validation without even realizing that you can give yourself that exact same validation and it'll feel you the way that you're expecting externally for it to happen. And it never does.
I will also add that a lot of people would just be okay with being in the second place if they feel that they could be in the fake ass status and money range.
As far as that, I will agree with that. Honestly, there's a lot of people that sit there and think it's too hard because they believe that they were taught that it was hard, but not realizing that you were only taught that it was hard because one, it wasn't, and it was easily accessible to you. And if you were to access it, then you would then be a threat to that.
Right.
So. But a lot of people, they would rather be in second place. Or what is another way we sit there and say they'd rather be NPCs?
Yeah, NPCs. Yep, they'd rather be NPC. Just wake up as an NPC and someone controls them. And I think it was like movies. There's a few movies about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
not just movies. It's like I've noticed that. And honestly, it was funny because I was talking to my kids. My kids are awesome. Like honestly, I really think that that's the reason I had kids because I had like little homies I could sit there and discuss like weird, crazy stuff with, right?
Right.
But one of the things that we were discussing is that there are so many people who want to be led. They don't want to lead. They don't want to be a leader. You know what I mean? And of course, they have all these conversations with men and women and all this separatism, this and that. And it's like a lot of people don't understand what a leader is. Not only that, but a lot of people don't want to be the leader, right? And they want to have somebody to follow. They want to have a shepherd, you know what I mean? Or these other references that people may understand. Instead of being a person that takes, what did Miss Prism say? Takes risks, makes mistakes, and just does what it is that's authentic to them, not realizing that whenever you're able to free yourself, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just the way you sing, even if it's just the way you dance when you think ain't nobody watching, even when it's the way you hum or the way you sit there and do a little beatbox for you at school because you're bored, not realizing that you're not really bored, you're a conduit, and and you're channeling, not realizing that, right? This new term bored, everybody wants to sit there and be on too. But when you realize that whenever you do something that's truly authentic, those that are paying attention notice and then they want to follow you.
Right.
But a lot of people don't understand that and they don't want to be leaders. They just want somebody to follow. And they would actually be a lot happier that way. Now, those of us who realize that, you might not want to be the leader, but we would still rather, dance to the beat of our own drum, do our own thing, even if we don't know what that looks like right now. And I'm speaking for other people and I'm really speaking for me. But even if they don't know what that looks like right now, whenever they do that, those are the ones that are a bit more susceptible. That's just my opinion. I can be, everybody is entitled to that perspective, and it can be very different. But that's the way I see it right now. It could change in a week.
Yeah.
So. That's kind of like the point. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I don't want to get too far sidetracked still from what my guy just said when he was talking about transfigurations.
Right.
You know how when people talk about going Super Saiyan, I break this down to people, and I know my guy ain't never been here to even hear me make this analogy, so it must be confirmation. What happens is I break down the fact that when Goku goes Kaioken, it's not a transfiguration, it's a power up. It's not a transfiguration, it's those Super Saiyan.
Facts.
The first mention of transfiguration ain't Jesus' story. Jesus' story is the third mention of transfiguration behind Elijah's and Moshe or Moses.
Yes.
And what we don't realize is 369. Elijah lived 900 years before Jesus. That's 900.
Facts.
Moses lived 1500. years before Jesus, which is 1 and 5 and 6. And Jesus is the third mention at 33 BC, which is 333 and 369. You understand? And it's so many things because it is a mathematical story. Because that transfiguration, what is so important, because he's the third one, is what he did in his. Moshe got his from understanding. Elijah got his from enlightenment.
Right.
Joshua got his from convergence. When it says the fallen angels, the sons of God, see the daughters of man, after man multiply on the face of the earth, the daughters are born to them, and they are beautiful and comely. The sons of God see the daughters of man and descend from their posts in the heaven, taking wives of all whom they chose, giving birth to the giant and the Nephilim. This before the flood. Right. So what happens is taking wives. That was a time, I say this all the time, I break this shit down. Taking wives in a time when having sex with your wife is called to know her is forceful. That was the first colonization, and we don't realize that because that's the pattern they follow. The cultural method that the mob and Jesuits and cartel follow come from the conclave.
Oh yeah. Facts. Now, yeah, especially the Jesuits, especially with the Jesuits, they were really pushing. Not all of them, of course, but them niggas was pushing like real heavy.
So this one with it. The thing is, what happens is it says in that event a third of heaven falls, but heaven is an infinite number, so a third of infinity sacrifice their globe to become low vibrational beings. Going from infinitely vibrational beings to the third dimension is a
facts.
So people don't understand the math of it. This is what it's saying, the math even. So what happens is that when they sacrifice their globe, they fall on that mountain that Jesus go up to. People don't realize it's the same mountain. The mountain they fall on and leave the scar, the invisible scar on the world, on our realm, is at the top of that mountain. And when Yahshua go up there, he talked to his mother and his father as himself, and he absorbed that third of a glow that they sacrificed to fall. And he come down glowing.
Yeah.
He absorbed the third of the glow of, like, because I don't think people realize the Grigori or the Watchers or the angels that fell, they not like bookworm angels. They actually all Secret Service potential, and they were made to observe without acting. They our counterpart. How we supposed to observe and be observed actively. They were supposed to observe and not be observed inactively. They weren't supposed to get into our shit because that's the original sin. The original sin is violation of boundaries.
Yeah.
Who asked you to fucking help us? Because that's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that the original story say that the fallen angels don't come because we was pitiful. It come because they got jealous of us because what looked like it was slow motion at first, when that shit starts speeding up, it starts speeding up exponentially. You understand? It wasn't like 3, 6, 9, 12. It was like 3, 6, 9, 27.
Right.
27 times 3.
Right.
You know, 108 times 3.
Right.
So it started going exponentially, and once we get into the millions, like it's like that penny a day thing. Yeah. Would you rather have a penny the first day and it doubles every day for the rest of your life, or would you rather have $10 million up front?
Right. And honestly, those who actually don't do the math will usually sit there and say $10 million up front, not realizing that penny a day is so much larger.
I'm telling you. And that's what it is with implied multiplicity.
Especially if it doubles.
Shit. We have the potential to outbuild destruction. It's not that destruction's not a thing, because destruction isn't a thing. It's a potential. But for what we are, it has the ability to become irrelevant. Destruction does, because we can outcreate the pattern of destruction. But that's as mature versions of us. So what happens is, in all of it, we don't realize that not only was it that he absorbed that third of a globe, but he didn't absorb or entrain that third of a globe for himself. The reason was, y'all ever seen like an EMP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When an EMP disperses, or detonates, it shortens or short circuits all electrical equipment around. What happened when he was killed, even in story, was like a reverse EMP. He absorbed that glow, so he healed the scar of the world the way he had healed the scar on Mars, that they were irrelevant, that they were specks of dust in the cosmic all, and only royalty had special fates, and only the people who were royal were the people who had positions in church and politics. He said they lying to me. That's why he flipped that table. Stop merchandising my people. People miss that part.
Yes,
So,
facts,
right?
Facts.
So the thing is, what happens is he absorbed that third of the glow because he had already healed the wound in the hearts of the children of Source. So then he healed the wound in the heart of the world that had been left on the top of that mountain. And when he was unalived in storybook, even if it's just a story, instead of it being an EMP that shortened everybody's, let's say, electromagnetic processing, it upgraded us in a way where the upgrade was latent, where we never think that we want royal again, at least subconsciously. And what he says is, before he goes, greater mysteries than I have done will you do. In the math, what he's saying is, it ain't no weak shit that he's saying. He's saying, I did everything that I could do in one body. Now y'all got to do the parts you do in all bodies, because that's equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
People miss that part.
Yeah.
He say, don't worship me. He say, look at the pattern that I did. Do that shit.
Fact. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, G. I agree with you, bro. That's what I'm saying. Those niggas, I mean, I'm not a Christian or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just,
But it's real.
yeah, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they miss that every time. I be like, man, like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
And this is why I got to talk about the politics, because what people don't understand is, just like how they throw witchcraft in your face, people never hear what priestcraft is. Priestcraft is when you manipulate the words of the people who say they are speaking for Source.
Right.
The creation of a pope is priestcraft. The fact that a lot of these schools that are funding the schools that give the degree to be a priest professional, they are funded by these families who don't support Source. Our general education board was started by the Rockefeller and Gates family. Right. So you know what happened was they was trying to prove the wrong thing. Yep. The whole time. So what that means is that people are not understanding, in order for you to have a church that takes specific kinds of fundings, there are specific institutions that are allowed to give certain amounts of loans to non-profit organizations that churches identify as. When these loans are given, they come with stipulations. Certain stipulations involve the criteria you can speak of.
Absolutely.
When you tell somebody who is supposed to be talking about what Source led them to say, what they can and can't say, you're interceding for Source where Source didn't ask you to. That's a violation of boundaries. That's priestcraft. People miss that shit. And a lot of times, people wonder, like, dang, because I break stuff down from all books. I've read the Bible, the Septuagint, the Tanakh, the Torah, the Quran, the oral parts I understand, even if I can't, and I'm a real mensch still. You understand?
Right.
So what happens is that we don't understand the rebranding of the perversion of family. We don't understand division is simply the reverse engineering of family. It tells you that Babylon, what people don't realize, Babylon is a business. It has a physical network, but Babylon is an idea. It's a business. It's a business model. It's that Babylon are those who steal,
Is in fact more like an accident.
that they got libraries. If they got libraries, to all the mounds aligned with constellations, just like the pyramids. How can the people have been stupid and that's what's being shown in their reading and all of their ancestral patterns that's in their clothes. Because you can't make